On Nationwide this evening, a celebration of community, family, GAA and the Banner County. I take a trip down memory lane with the 2015 Clare Person of the Year, Marty Morrissey, whose roots are firmly set in a beautiful rural area on the west coast of Clare. You're welcome to Nationwide. This evening we're coming to you from County Clare and we're here to meet one of Ireland's best known sports commentators and RTE personalities, Marty Morrissey. Now there's great regard and great affection for Marty right throughout the country, but here in the Banner County, where he spent his teenage years, where his mother still lives, where his home is, he is especially loved. And this year Marty was awarded the highest honour by the people of the Banner when he was named Clare Person of the Year. So this evening I'm going to meet up with Marty and let him take me on a little tour of the places associated with him in this very beautiful part of Ireland.
Walking around, come into the sound, forget your down, feel the air, beautiful affair.
Marty Morrissey.
Hello, Mary Kennedy.
Oh, it's lovely to be here.
Welcome to West Clare.
The sun sparkling on the water.
Isn't it gorgeous?
First of all, congratulations, Clare Person of the Year.
Thank you very much indeed.
Are you honoured?
Deeply honoured. I mean, it was something I wasn't expecting. It was not on my radar at all at any stage. I couldn't believe it. I was actually a bit emotional because, do you know, I wasn't one for winning awards or winning medals even when I was playing football or hurling. So to get something and to be recognised was just brilliant. It's my All-Ireland medal, Mary.
Oh, well, it's a fabulous place to be person of, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Comes a time when you look around and you see the ocean waiting for your eyes, showing no surprise.
I suppose, well, it's my home. It's my part of the world.
And Quilty is your parish?
Quilty is part of my parish.
Oh.
There are two villages in our parish, Kilmurray-Bricken. There's Quilty and then there's Mullack and then there's the townland of Coor.
Did you come here on holidays though? Would you be running around? The freedom compared to growing up in New York must have been quite stark.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Ireland when I came home because in terms of my childhood, for the first 10 years, I was living in an apartment up on Bainbridge Avenue in the Bronx. So to go out and play was difficult enough.
When you came back here then at the age of 11 to live in Quilty, you must have really felt, yes, I'm home, did you?
The minute I arrived, I felt, this is great, this is what I wanted to do, but suddenly we had a base. And I suppose that's why I love the place. I feel this to me is home. And the people are just great people around here, you know.
Walking around, come into the sound, forget your down, feel the air.
Well, what I'd like to do is see some of the other places. Obviously this beach is a very special place.
Seafield is very special.
Yeah, but I'd like to see maybe the places that are, you know, part of your memories of growing up. Will we go and...
So you want to get a tour?
The town?
You want to get a tour, Mary Kennedy, of Kilmurray-Bricken?
Yes, I do. All of that.
Here we go. Come on. So Mary, we have three churches in the parish and each have their own particular history. This one is a most beautiful church, Quilty Church, and it was built really by the locals because in 1907, just out there at sea, French sailing ship the Leon XIII ran into trouble on the rocks, and the local brave fishermen went back to Seafield, got into their currachs and went out and rescued all of the French sailors. Now this was October, big bad storm. So basically to commemorate and to honour the local people, this church was built. Now subsequently the French gave us the Leon bell, which is rung here at Mass every Sunday. So there is a connection between France and Quilty, believe it or not.
It's a beautiful church.
And I'll tell you something else, Mary. Out of the 52 Saturdays of the year, I believe it's booked about 46, 47 for weddings on Saturdays.
So is this where we'll be coming for your wedding, Marty?
Well, you never know, Mary. The locals are always asking me about that, but it seems to be busy every Saturday, so I have to work on that.
We'll find one for you.
I think we will, yeah. The parish priest, I'm well in with the parish priest. In our parish, there are 3 churches, Mary. This one here in Quilty, but there's also 2 more. St. Mary's in Mullock, and also Coor Church at the far side of the parish in the townland of Coor, where this year they're celebrating 150 years.
One of those 3 churches, St. Mary's in Mullock, was the venue for a very successful Christmas concert last year, organised by Marty, a fundraiser for the church and the local Kilmurry-Ibricken GAA club. This is the auditorium as well.
The auditorium, yes. This is where the concert happened last Christmas.
The town that I've loved so well.
What I wanted was that people would kind of have a different sort of Christmas because it can be very remote here and very lonely at Christmas time. And there was an awful lot of people who had families who had immigrated. To get people to come in from all parts of Clare to a concert gave it a bit of a kick and a boost.
Running up the dark lane.
And this idea he first mentioned to me back last August, and I thought he was mad. The people he was talking about getting here, Phil Coulter, Sandy Kelly, Tommy Fleming, my God, bringing those people to Mullock. We never thought we'd see something like that in our community.
Overall, Mary, we raised almost 23,000. Half of it went to the church here, where there's a new gas heating system going in very shortly, and the other half went to the Kilmurry-Ibricken GAA, our parish club team, which of course I'd be very passionate about because I was brought up in it.
Back in the village of Quilty, we pop into the post office where postmistress Beatrice O'Riordan has words for Marty.
Would the child please put up the football?
Can I not play with the football?
No.
Okay, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're looking good.
And yourself.
Tell us, Beatrice, what sort of a person is he around the town?
Marty, when Marty comes, we say, oh my God, what do we have to do now? What is he planning? Because he's always planning something. There's always something afoot with Marty, but it's usually for the good of the community, I have to say.
That's important.
He loves where he comes from, he's very proud of where he comes from, and every chance he gets, he'll support us and he'll plug us.
The sun it shines out like a jewel on the lovely hills of Clare.
This would be Quilty Village, which has a beautiful view.
Isn't it
looking out.
gorgeous?
It is, it's lovely.
Fabulous.
You can see Mutton Island, and in the distance you can see the Aran Islands, and you can even see the lighthouse today, which is not a good sign, Mary.
Oh, really?
Because when you can see the lighthouse that clearly, there's rain coming.
We're doing well so far.
We're doing grand.
And I know this pub is of particular significance to you.
Yeah, when we came home from America when I was 11, this is the pub we bought, what is now the Quilty Tavern.
What was it like coming into a pub as an 11-year-old?
It was life-changing in so many ways, because we, from an apartment in New York, from my father being a travel agent in New York, I mean, now suddenly we were in the centre of a village,
yes. And
just there where Quilty is, the word Quilty was a grocery shop, and my bedroom was just above it. This here was a dance hall, so my father converted the dance hall into a pub, and there was
fans, Marty.
They're from Miltown Melby, I'd say.
What particularly distinguishes the Quilty man apart from the fact that he's very good?
And put me on the spot, aren't you?
What kind of a man was your father?
Well, I suppose he was. I was mad about him. We got on great. We connected very well. He was very kind. Never was in a bad mood. Never. Never hardly raised his voice. But so he was a very quiet, gentle man. He wrote 2 books, which was about, like, Land of His Cradle Days was one of them, which was about his young days in West Clare and being the son of a farmer and immigrating to America.
Because he's from this particular spot, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's a mile and a half down the road, actually. My grandparents had a small farm there. So do you want to go down there?
Yeah, that'd be
we'll
cool.
We'll go down to Shandrock,
yes.
Mullock.
Oh, really? Is that what that is?
Very posh. So Mary, if we go down the road here, on the right-hand side is where my grandmother and grandfather came, where my father was raised. This is a new house now, but it was the old house.
So your dad was reared there?
Reared here.
Oh, is this their land as well?
This was their land. This was just a hay barn. And of course, I loved Mary when I came home from living in New York as a child. And my grandfather would put me up in the big tram of hay with him, which I thought my grandfather was the best thing since sliced pan. He was my hero.
Well, your dad didn't move far from his home spot really eventually, did he? Because over to New York and then back to the house up the hill.
Back to the barn, Quilty, and then up to the house in the hill.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Welcome
Good.
home.
Thank you very much, Mum. Good to see you.
Good to see
How are
you.
things?
Grand, thank God.
Any news?
When I got married and went to New York, because my mother said you don't leave here without getting married first.
Those were the days, Peggy.
Being a good religious woman, I came back when I was pregnant with him to my parents, and he was born in Mallow, 2 weeks old, and I took him off to the States.
And why did you want to have him born here in Ireland?
Because I was afraid of when he'd be 18, he'd be conscripted into the army, and that was the reason.
You didn't want that?
Didn't want that. And then when he reached grammar school, the same thoughts was going through our heads. So we came back and he went to St. Flannan's. He's a good lad though, he's good to me. That's the important thing. He's a good son, I must say. Couldn't be better.
Were you very proud, Peggy, when Marty was declared Clare Person of the Year?
Well, I was very happy for him, but none of it goes to my head. As I say, I was raised humble, and that's the way I want to stay.
Is Marty the light of your life?
Well, I suppose, of course he is. So he has to be. Yeah, I adore the ground he walk on, but we fight.
Now, Mary, this is over the far side of the parish, as we call it, in Clonlaheen. Carty's, or McCarthy's to call it officially. This is one of the greatest pubs
Oh
in
my
Ireland.
God! It's so cute!
Place to be during Willie Clancy week.
Oh. You couldn't spend a day with Marty Morrissey without paying a visit to the local GAA club, Kilmurry-I-Brecon. Marty, I get the impression that this GAA club, Kilmurry-I-Brecon, is really at the heart of the community here.
It is the epicentre, Mary. It is the heartbeat. It is everything that we take pride in is reflected in Kilmurry-I-Brecon Football Club, because it brings the three areas of the parish together, Coor, Mullack and Quilty. But it also gives us a sense of pride, because we are, as you now know, very rural. We're literally on the Atlantic. Next stop is America, or the Aran Islands, or Mutton Island, which we also is part of our culture. So football gives us that sense of belonging.
There's a lot of people will be surprised to see football here in County Clare. The banner is noted for the Clash of the Ash.
Let me tell you, Mary, I know my friends in Doonbeg and Miltown Malbay will kill me, but this is the home of Gaelic football in Clare. Because we are the only Clare club to come all the way from here and get all the way to Croke Park for an All-Ireland final, which was a remarkable achievement back in 2009-2010.
For a goal opportunity for Kilmurry!
You played for?
Yes.
With some success.
Yeah, we did okay. I wish to God I had one more, but I suppose it's not about the winning, it's about the involvement. That's what I have to say now at this stage. I love Kilmurry-I-Brecon. I know it's hard to explain it, but I wouldn't be doing the job that I'm doing only for the people at Kilmurry-I-Brecon, because I fed off them. I was a young lad that came from America, and what made me feel like home were the friends that are here, a lot of them here tonight. We've grown up together. So when I go to Croke Park, I suppose I think of my home, my place, and I'm representing them as much as I'm representing me and my family, and I have a job to do. And I'm lucky to be doing it, and I'm fortunate to be doing it, and I love doing it. But I suppose when I put that lip ribbon up, I have a responsibility to do it as honestly and as fairly as I can, because great men have done it before me, and I have to continue on that history.
Let's join our commentary team of Michael Duignan and Marty Morrissey.
Thank you very much, Michael. Yes, history in the making, the very first...
Your former goalkeeper, Marty Morrissey, is a stalwart, isn't he?
Oh, Marty's a legend, Mary, not a stalwart, you know. He's very down-to-earth kind of guy, you know. Wherever you go, Marty will promote Clare, he will promote his parish, and he will promote his club, you know. We're very proud to say that Marty Morrissey comes from Kilmurray-Ibricken, you know.
He's an unbelievable man for the parish. He's a great ambassador for Clare, for RT, for sport, but for Kilmurray-Ibricken and his parish, he's unbelievable.
This really is a lovely part of County Clare. You can see Mutton Island over my shoulder there. We're going to take a break now, but don't go away, because when we come back, we'll have more stories for you about Marty Morrissey and about the parish of Kilmurray-Ibricken. We'll talk to you again in a couple of minutes. You're welcome back to Nationwide and to this special programme celebrating the Clare Person of the Year for 2015, Mr. Marty Morrissey. You are an only child, as are both of your parents. That's quite a unique situation.
I've no aunts, no uncles, no first cousins, no brothers, no sisters. So my nearest relations would be second cousins.
Marty is an only child. Did you spoil him?
Oh, never. One look and he knew.
Marty Morrissey is well known throughout the country as a sports commentator. But did you know he once taught biology and science at the Convent of Mercy in Spanish Point?
I absolutely loved being a teacher. It kind of came around for different reasons. It kind of fell into my lap in some ways, because I was here in this house one morning when the doorbell rang at the front door, which nobody ever does. Anybody locally comes in the back door. So I opened it and there was this woman, which I noticed immediately had a cross. And so I figured she was a nun. And she came in and she said she was Sister Cecilia from the Convent of Mercy, Spanish Point. She offered me a time at weekends to teach the boys, if I wouldn't mind doing it on a voluntary basis, which I did. And went up on weekends and taught football or coached football. And the following August, she asked me, would I do PE? Not a qualification in the world in PE. But I said, sure, look, I'll try it. So off I went in the month of September. It was money for me, few bob. I was teaching about a week when the late Sister Baptist got very sick, and she was the biology science teacher. So Sister Cecilia asked me, would I take her classes? And I did for 3 weeks, which went on for 6 weeks, which went on for about 3.5, 4 years almost.
At that time, we needed a football coach. The girls were excellent at basketball. I had nobody to coach the boys. So really, he was a blessing from heaven.
I would notice, Martin, that he has empathy for people. He actually, when he goes out to interview people, it's not just simply a question of sitting down, question and answer. He gets into the people's minds. He wants to understand what they're about. He wants to understand what makes them tick. And I think he draws the best out of them. I've always seen that in Marty, but that was the same when he was teaching. He was sympathetic to his students, and they adored him.
We live and breathe football. That's what we live for. That and traditional music and having the crack. And so I got all of those ingredients from my own neighbours and friends, and it has carried me through to chancing my arm, sending up a demo tape to RTE, getting rejected for about 3 years. And the more they rejected Mary, the more I said, you know what? The more they rejected, the more I wanted it, you know? And that was 1989, so I did 13 matches that year. And then the one live one I did was the All-Ireland semi-final between Antrim and Offaly, where Antrim, we were the curtain raiser, we were kind of the minor game, but Antrim shocked Offaly. And suddenly that game became the 6 o'clock news and the 9 o'clock news. And it helped, Antrim hurlers helped me to get kind of a recognition or a profile. I often wonder what Ireland would be like without the GAA, because the GAA has given a sense of belonging, a sense of pride, it is pride of place. But if you think on a global scale, that happens at every crossroads. Every parish in Ireland has that sense of pride and sense of belonging. And I would imagine Ireland would be a very dull place without it. So the GAA plays a pivotal role in our society. It is community-based, it is family, it is, as I say, that sense of belonging. Do detractors bother me? I don't think so. I think criticism is good, positive criticism, and you take it in, you analyse it, and you come out and say, okay, I'm not going to do that again.
What is the charisma that you have with women?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it's this beautiful face and supreme body. I haven't got a clue. But it seems to, look, people seem to like what I do, and both male and female. But we've great crack. I suppose I just love fun, and I love slagging. And I don't mind being slagged, you know. And I know Oliver Callan and Mario Rosenstock do the impersonation. And I remember looking at it first when I heard about it. And I said, that's not me. And I was with a crowd of lads actually, and they all said, yes, it is you. So cop on. To me, no matter where I go, and I think this is true for most of us in Ireland, home is where the heart is. And the heart, for me, will always be in West Clare, because I think it's a special place.
And I can't think of a nicer way of ending this day in Marty's home place, his special place, than with music and dance at the Quilty Tavern.
And Marty is Clare Person of the Year this year, and he's a very deserving and worthy Clare Person of the Year, and I think everybody was delighted when you got that honour, and nobody objected for sure.
But when we meet him in Dublin outside Croke Park, I think when Clare has been there, he's always just so friendly to us, and so it's always a pleasure to meet him, and he's a real man of the people.
You know, he's just such a likeable person. He's always the same, and I think when somebody's always the same, no matter where you meet them, that's what's good about Marty. He's always the same.
The memory of their youthful days dwell in the hearts of men.
They say that all good things must come to an end, and it's time now for us to wish you good night. I hope you've enjoyed our visit to this part of West Clare. As you can see, the parish of Kilmurry-Ibricken has an awful lot to see and to do. You've got a fabulous coastline, you've got a rich history and heritage, there's great sport, and there's also a lovely musical tradition. A good example of community spirit, gur sca chéile a warna dina. Now, at the beginning of the programme, I was saying that we know Marty Morrissey as a sports commentator and an RTE personality. You can see now that he is also a true son of these parts and a wonderful champion of the parish of Kilmurry-Ibricken. And we're going to leave you now with some music. Iwagwiv agus Godéisih Slán. I reckon though that just right here the Marty party is going to keep going into the wee small hours. On next Friday's Nationwide, Cork food and the people who produce it come together under one roof to promote their produce. We meet some of the new artisan producers who are carving a living and making a name for themselves here and in other markets.
And congratulations to the winner of Monday night's nationwide competition, Helen Fitzpatrick from County Monaghan. Next tonight on RT1 though, it's the last in a current series of Rachel's Coastal Cooking.